Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this article is from T-Mobile's newsroom. I wanted to tie that into this video. Peter Osvaldik, T-Mobile CFO, presented at the Morgan Stanley conference. And this, what you're seeing on screen, was discussed. So I wanted to kind of bring that in instead of making separate videos. I wanted to tie that in this video. So T-Mobile was able to close the Vistar Media and the Bliss acquisition, right? They were able to close those. There was a rumored article I saw, I think from Bloomberg, that this was happening. So I was like, if there's smoke, there's fire. This is probably going to happen. And they announced the closure of both of them today. So those deals are closed. Now you can see the benefits on the financial side. It's not much, but long term, they probably do make a lot of return on investment in the ad business, right? It's a huge growing business for them. I think it's a $1 billion or billions of dollars of revenue, not like tens of billions, but maybe like, I don't know, I think 3 or 4 billion annually. So they're looking to continue to grow that, and it's a huge successful business for them. So they're going to continue to do M&A on it, and they're going to continue to thrive. So one thing that I wanted to discuss in this video, and I'll break down several other points in different videos. Something very interesting that Peter Osvaldik mentioned, that they were surprised post-merger that they're growing in the top 100 markets. So I wish I knew how these markets are broken down, but I assume that can only mean that pre-merger, right, the Un-carrier T-Mobile was really only effectively and consistently growing in the top 30 to 40 markets, right? And I don't know how how that's broken down internally at T-Mobile. I don't know if they rank them by highest share or if they go by population. I don't know. But I know El Paso, for an example, has very high share for T-Mobile, right? They control this market. So maybe T-Mobile classifies this market inside of the top 30 or 40 for them. I don't know how that's broken down, like I said, but to be surprised that you're growing in the top 100 markets, I mean, that's the whole reason that you did the merger. You wanted to grow more at scale and be more competitive. So that should have been a part of it. But he says that this growth in the top 100 is all upside, is what he's saying. So that, assuming, right, in market 70 through 100, I can only assume that T-Mobile is either second or in third place, right? They have to, from market 1 to 70, they have to be at a solid share size. They have to be. Look at, they have 125 or 126 million total connections. They have to be at a solid share, at least through the top 70 markets. Now, 70 through 100, I can only guess that they're second or third. And the reason I say guess, because I don't know if it's third or second. So I can only say second and third, right? But they are growing. So they are trying to get in those markets where they're third. Of course, the first is going to be, they want to get to second, and then they want to get to first. So they're looking at doing that, and they're doing that aggressively, right? And they're going to turn up competition. You guys will see that probably tomorrow or the day after. There's some stuff cooking up. I just announced that on X. If you don't follow me there, a link to that will be in the description. So yeah, that was just the interesting that I wanted to kind of start off with. That T-Mobile was kind of shocked that they're growing in the top 100 markets, which, right, through the first 50, they should be growing no problem. I mean, they're slapping on millions of lines every quarter, right? So they should be growing. It should have been expected. The one where we all should have been shocked is the small market and rural areas, because they've struggled there from a network perspective. So I can only assume that market 70 through 100, those markets, that they have a lack of network in those markets, and now they're bringing the same playbook. And he kind of stated that during the conference, that the same playbook that they use in small market and rural areas, they bring to those areas now too, because they probably don't have as much retail because they are low on share. So that likely meant they didn't really invest in the network much, right? So now you bring the same playbook, you bring the retail well, first you bring the network, you densify, you add more sites, you bring the retail distribution, and then you grow. So they're bringing that same playbook to those markets, the same playbook that they use in small market and rural areas. So it's competitive, right? I'll just say that to end this video. Like I said, there'll be several other parts to this. It's a competitive environment. T-Mobile views themselves as the share taker leader. The problem is, and you guys will see this, T-Mobile is now having to respond to the competition, whereas previously it would have been the other way around, right? The other way around would have been Verizon and AT&T responding to T-Mobile, but now T-Mobile is having to respond to them from a promotional standpoint. T-Mobile is still cheaper, taxes and fees included. They're doing $5 off of single lines. So T-Mobile is tweaking. They're tweaking and they're seeing what other addressable market can they possibly touch, right? So T-Mobile is also in a competitive mode because they're now having to respond to the competition. So it's getting really competitive. As I've stated before, T-Mobile cannot allow a slowdown. They just cannot. That's not healthy for the company, right? T-Mobile today, their stock is still driven by growth. It's not an income stock. It's not based on their financials. So that's going to be a problem. If they slow down in the slightest, and we've seen that in the fourth quarter, just based on a comment by Mike Sievert, it completely collapsed the stock. So if they actually posted a lower number, that would be insane for the stock. That would be a huge hit, right? So I'll continue to monitor. We'll continue to look at Q1 numbers, right? But I just wanted to break this down. T-Mobile continues to grow, but you guys will soon see they have to respond to the market because now it's getting more competitive. Verizon is competitive. AT&T is responding to Verizon. Verizon is responding to the market with their deal that they did where you can now get the best phone deal on the lowest plan. So that's T-Mobile keeping an eye on the market. Trust me on that. You guys will see soon. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.